Welcome dear students in one another session. Myself Darshana Sandeep Shinde from KK Wag Institute of Pharmacy, Chandori, Nasik. Today's our discussion topic is roots of drug administration. In that we have seen the parenteral route and topical route. This is our second part of roots of drug administration. Let's start our session. Learning outcomes of our today's session are: students should be able to understand parenteral routes, injectable and inhalations, advantages and disadvantages of all routes, and then topical routes. Let's start our session. Routes of drug administration. In this, the part taken by the drug to get into the body is known as routes of drug administration. A drug may be in an ionized or in an unionized form. Routes of drug administration is divided into mainly three parts. First one is enteral route, then parenteral route, then third one is a topical or local applications. This is the classification of routes of drug administration. Firstly, it is divided into three parts, that is internal route, then second one is a parenteral route, and third is a local applications. Internal route is again divided into three parts. First one is oral route, then sublingual route, then enema or rectal route. This parenteral route is again divided into two parts. The first one is injections and second one is inhalations. Injections can also be have various subtopics: intradermal, subcutaneous, then intramuscular, intravenous, intraarticular, intrathecal, intramedullary, and intra-articular, so on. Let's start parenteral routes of drug administration. It includes basically injections. In injection, intramuscular, intravenous, intra-articular, intracardiac, intrathecal, then intramedullary, that is into the bone marrow, intrapleural, intraperitoneal, intradermal, subcutaneous routes, and second part one is inhalations. With the advantages and disadvantages of the parenteral route. In the advantages, parenteral route is very rapid. Absorption is very rapid. It is useful for the uncooperative patients also, and it is useful for the unconscious patients also. Inactivation by the GIT enzyme is avoided. Though the drug is does not go into the GI tract, that's why it does not get inactivated by the GIT enzymes. First pass effect is avoided, though the drug is not entered into the stomach or GIT, that's why first pass effect is avoided. Bioavailability is 100%. 100% bioavailability of the parenteral route. Then disadvantages of these routes are: it's required a skilled person. It is very painful, though it involves the needles to inject into our body. It is very painful. This method is expensive one. Needles, every time we need the sterilized syringes, needles, skilled person, that's why it's expensive. It is the less safe one. This we can see the first route, that is intradermal route in injections. This route mostly used for the diagnostic purpose, and it's involve sick test for the diphtheria. It is used for the Dick test for the scarlet fever. It is used for the vaccines, include the DBT, BCG, and polio vaccines. Then sensitivity to the penicillin. For this test, we require the intradermal route. Then second one is subcutaneous route. Subcutaneous route might be used for the arms, forearms, thigh, and subscapular spaces. Advantages of the subcutaneous route, that means subcutaneous routes, this injection is given into the subcutaneous tissues. Volume use up to the 2 ml. Up to the 2 ml volume we can use. Insoluble suspensions like the insulin solid might be applied by these routes. Insoluble suspension can also be given. Absorption is low, constant. If the absorption is slow, but it is constant and it is hygienic one. Its subcutaneous routes also have some disadvantages. It might be lead to the abscesses formation, that is the swelling one. Abscess formation is there. Then absorption is limited by the blood flow. low blood flow or absorption may be limited by the subcutaneous route. Then example of the drug given by the subcutaneous routes include insulin, adrenaline, etc. Then hypospray or jet spray, it is the example of the subcutaneous injections. Now this type of new equipment can also be used. This is the hypospray or jet injection gun. In this method is needleless and subcutaneous, done by applying the pressure over the skin. Drug solution is retained under the pressure in a container called as a gun. Then this is held with the nozzle against the skin. This is the nozzle which is put on against the skin. The pressure on the nozzle allow a fine jet of solution to emerge with a great force. The solution can be penetrated into the skin. That means there is no needle involved. With by the force we can inject the solution into the skin. Then intravenous injections. Intravenous injection might be applied to the cubital, basilic and cephalic veins. Advantages: immediate action takes place. This route is preferred in emergency situations. This route is preferred for the unconscious patients. Then large volume of the fluid might be injected by this route. Diluted irritant might be injected by the intravenous route. It is preferred for the large volume parenteral injected into body. Absorption is not required. Though the drug directly goes into the systemic circulation, that's why absorption not required and no first pass effect takes place. Blood plasma or fluid might be injected by these intravenous injections. Intravenous injections or route also have some disadvantages. There is a no retreat. If a drug is given by this route, there is a no retreat. This method is more risky. Sepsis, infection might occur. Phlebitis, that is inflammation of the blood vessel, might be occur by this route. Infiltration of the surrounding tissue might be result. This method is not suitable for the oily preparations. This method is not suitable for the insoluble preparations also. These are the disadvantages of the intravenous routes. Then next one is intramuscular route. Intramuscular route might be applied to the buttocks, thighs and deltoids. The volume is used up to the 3 ml. Advantages of this intramuscular route: absorption is rapid than the subcutaneous route one. Then oily preparation can also be given, or can also, for oily preparation this route is preferred over. Irritation or irritative substances might be given by this intramuscular route. Slow releasing of the drug can be given by this route. If you want to give the drug by slow release action, this route is preferred. Then disadvantages of intramuscular: using this route might causes the nerve or vein damage. Then this is the diagram which show the angle for the inserting injections. For intradermal route, we have to require 10 to 15 degree Celsius of angle. Then intramuscular route 25 degree. Then subcutaneous 45 degree Celsius. And therefore the intramuscular we have used the 90 degree for injections of a route. This can be differentiate the different routes how they are inserted into our body. Then intra-articular route. Injections of the antibiotics and corticosteroids are administered in inflamed joints cavity by the expert. This is the joint cavity. Between the joint cavity, these injections are given. Hydrocortisone in a rheumatoid arthritis can be given by this route. Then intra-arterial route. The drug is directly injected to the artery. That means oxygenated blood. It is very rarely used. This injection is very rarely used. Anti-cancer drugs are given localized effect. For this purpose, intra-arterial route is preferred. Drugs used for the diagnosis of the peripheral vascular disease, this intra-arterial route is used or preferred, but this route is very rarely used. Intracardiac route. Injection can be applied to the left ventricle in case of the cardiac arrest. Then intrathecal route. In this, intrathecal route involve the subarachnoid space. Injection may be applied for the lumbar puncture or for the spinal anesthesia and for the diagnostic purpose. This technique required special precautions also. This is then inhalations. This route is administered either as aerosol or in the form of the vapors. Advantages of inhalations. Drug absorbs very fastly and resulting rapid local and systemic effect of the drug. The systemic concentration of the volatile substances such as the anesthetics can be effectively controlled by this inhalation route. Disadvantages include, as a drug directly entered into the left side of the ventricle, there is a danger of cardiac toxicity. Some drugs produces the local irritation, may increase the respiratory tract infection. These are the disadvantages and advantages of the inhalations. And also a specially technical person is required to give the inhalation route. Then topical routes of administration. Topical administration, it is applied drug applied on the surface of the skin. It includes the administration of the drug to the mucous membrane also. It includes various preparation like eye preparation, nose, ear, lungs, for vagina, urethra and colons. Topical dosage forms basically includes these are the dosage forms for the topical administration. For the skin, they have the creams, ointments, lotions, gels, and then transdermal patches and disc also available. Then for the eye preparations, solutions, eye solution or ear solution, eye solution, ear suspension, eye ointment or ear ointment also. And lung and nose, for the lung and nose there is a sprays, various sprays and powders are available. These are the preparation for the topical dosage forms. Advantages, we see the advantages of topical dosage forms. Local therapeutic effect. This one is the first advantages. We get the local therapeutic effect on the local side. Low risk of side effect. There is a very low risk. Though the drug is directly applied on the skin, we can remove if we have the irritation. Transdermal route offers a steady level of the drug in the system. This is the major advantages of this route. If we use the patches for the some kind of therapy, then we get the steady level of the drug in our body. Disadvantages, we see the disadvantages of the topical route. First one is a spray for the inhalations through the nose may produce a local or systemic side effect. That is we get the side effect. Not well absorbed into the deeper layer of the skin or the mucous membrane. The powder or the ointment creams are sometimes not deeperly absorbed. Then transdermal. This is the new technique or absorption of the drug through the skin. Stable blood levels, no fast metabolism can occur. These are the patches nowadays available for in the market. Drug must be potent or patch become too large. These are some advantages and disadvantages. These are the routes of drug administration and time until effect. That means intravenous route have its effect in 30 to 60 seconds. Then intramuscular have effect in 10 to 20 minutes. Endotracheal route have 2 to 3 minutes. And then intramedullary route have its effect in 30 to 40 seconds. Then rectal route have its effect in 5 to 30 minutes. Then subcutaneous routes have 15 to 30 minutes. Inhalation routes get effect in 2 to 3 minutes. Then injections, that is oral route, can give its effect in 30 to 90 minutes. Then sublingual route, it gives its effect in 3 to 5 minutes. And transdermal, that is topical, it's variable, minutes to hours we require. So thank you very much for listening me. If you have any queries, then contact me. This is my mail ID. Thank you.